Hello everyone, I'm Daryl with Dragon Tail Works. Today I'm going to discuss two important exercises that may help you enhance your Tai Chi and your Kung Fu, and for that matter for any martial arts as well. These exercises are actually fairly simple and fairly easy to do, and doesn't require any tools to help you. The first exercise we refer to as side-to-side arm swings. Now in this particular situation, you want to start out with your feet about shoulder distance apart, nice and equal. Just let your back be nice and straight. Let your hands hang down to the side, just like they're hanging on strings. The importance of this exercise is waist rotation. So what you want to do is turn your waist side to side as comfortably as possible, and just let your hands swing. It's not really that important how many of these that you do, and it's not really important how fast that you do, but the important thing is that you're generating the action from the hip rotations. So if you watch carefully, I'm going to turn my waist side to side in a very relaxing manner. And one thing that you can see is that the hip rotations, or the hips, are generating the energy, or they're generating the cycle for the hands to move. And as you can see, the hands are just flopping to the side as comfortably as possible. You can speed it up just a little bit if you choose, but I find when you speed it up, I have a tendency of using more arm work than the waist works. So again, you will do it nice and gradually, nice and slowly, and utilize the waist to generate all the energy. That's the first exercise. The second exercise requires a ball. And you can see in my hand I have two balls at two different diameters. In my right hand the ball is about 8 inch, maybe 10 inches in diameter. The second ball is maybe about 15 inch in diameter as well. The important thing is that the balls are fairly light and fairly easy to use, because what we're going to try to do is we're going to develop the hand coordination with the hip coordination. Somewhat the same exercise that we did from the previous exercise, but we're going to include the hands in this particular works as well. I'm going to start off using the small ball first. And what you want to do is put the ball right between your hands, nice and relaxed. Try not to push it in too much, and try not just to let it go, otherwise, of course, it's just going to drop. So the way I like to start is put my left hand in front and the right hand in back. Now you can see my left palm is facing in, and my right palm, the back of the palm, is facing out. So the only thing that we're going to do is we're going to rotate. And you can rotate in a positive direction, or rotating outwards, or you can rotate inwards. But it's nice and light. What you don't necessarily want to do is begin to rotate and begin to grip the ball. It minimizes the amount of the effect that you're going to have. So it's nice and relaxed. Also, when you do it in this position, you can develop the level of sensitivity by rotating the ball as well. Now, currently, you can see that I'm not necessarily using my waist, I'm just spinning the ball. Once you get nice and comfortable with this, then you can begin to add the hip rotation. Also, in this particular situation, I can speed it up, or I can just slow it down. It's not really important how fast you do it, but it is important that you develop the level of flexibility. Here now, I'm going to utilize the waist. You can't necessarily see it from this position, but my waist is actually turning my arms forward. When my left hip goes forward, my left hand goes. When my right hip goes forward, my right hand goes. From here, I'm going to turn to the side. Maybe it'll be a little bit clearer. So, I'm turning side to side with the waist, just like we did the side-to-side arm swings. But you can see how the hips are generated with or coordinated with the arm movements. The faster I go with the hips, the faster the body rotates. I can also do it backwards. The faster you go, all comes from the hip rotation as well. So again, you can go backwards or you can go forward, but the ideal thing is to turn the hips. The hips generate the actions for the handwork. One of the other key portions of this is that sometimes you'll find yourself practicing this way. This part's okay, but you have a tendency of taking the ball side to side. The important part of this exercise is keep the ball right in your center line. Only thing that's moving side to side are your hips and somewhat your shoulders as well. Because the shoulders is pushing the hands forward, the hips is pushing the shoulders forward. So again, I find it might be easy to look in the mirror and keep the ball in the center line as much as you can and try to eliminate going side to side. Now the other mistake that some people go is that they begin to shift the weight side to side as well. You want to minimize that because as you begin to shift your weight side to side, you don't necessarily use your hip rotation. So it's important to be awfully subtle in this posture. Keep the ball facing forward, keep the spine straight, stay nice and relaxed, and let the hips do the action. Again, you can use a very small ball. The concept is still the same, and you're just rotating. Again, you're letting the hips generate the action. Again, I'm going to step to the side. So you see the full body motion. You can see how the hips is coordinating with the arms. And again, you can go forward or you can go backwards. It doesn't really matter. You have the same action occurring. Again, you can speed it up or you can go awfully slow. But again, the important thing is to develop the sensitivity in the hand works, develop the coordination between the arm work and also the waist works and or the hip work. Good, thank you. Hope everyone enjoyed this exercise. This, again, is very important. If you have any comments, please make sure that you make notes in the comment section. Thank you very much.